Hello and welcome to the Authentic Wednesday podcast. Each week, my guest and I share our vulnerable behind-the-scenes stories of giving ourselves permission to take off our masks, let go of expectations, and embrace our own path of freedom and authentic connection. I'm your host, Bianca Hughes, a lover of authenticity and a licensed professional counselor in Georgia. Hello and welcome to session 8 of the Authentic Wednesday podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you here. Welcome. So today, it's me. It's just me. It's the week where it's just me. However, I have something that has been on my mind the last few days that I do want to share with you guys. As always, there's always something for me to share. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, and that is adulting. Being an adult. I hear so many people say adulting is hard. Being an adult is hard. I don't want to adult today. Things like, I wish I could be young with no worries. I remember when I used to be this age and I was very carefree, no worries in the world. I hear people say, when I was younger, I couldn't wait till I was 18, or I couldn't wait till I was 21, or I couldn't wait till I, could leave the house. And then you do all these things and you leave the house, you're like, oh my gosh. Now, of course, adulting is also fun and can be enjoyable. However, I don't think we can be prepared for what it means to be a responsible adult. And I also think that sometimes there's this pressures for us, and I know we do it to ourselves and we probably do it to other people. And we say things like, you need to grow up. And there are some people that do need to grow up, or, I've just got to get together. I've got to be an adult and all these kind of things. And, I often talk, and you guys know I specialize in perfectionism, and I talk about unrealistic expectations and also normalizing things and just embracing who you are a lot. And I feel like there is this thing that, you have to be the perfect adult. You have to have it all together. You have to take care of all your responsibilities and pay all your bills. And all those are very, very necessary. However, it doesn't leave room for taking a breather. It doesn't always leave room to take a break and enjoy it without feeling guilty or without feeling worried, especially for women. Men are good at it. Men are good at taking breaks and playing. Women can often be a lot harder just because we're often socialized to focus on tasks and getting things done and achievement. However, think about it. There is a child in all of us that is just never going to grow up. And that's okay, because having that child and having that childlike nature, it gives us the motivation to play. It gives us the motivation to have fun. So what happens is that if we're so focused and 100% focused on being adult and being responsible, and we don't allow that childlike nature and that play type of nature to come in, we get bogged down, we get irritated, and then often we'll probably do something unhealthy, like I'm just going to go out and spend all this money, or I'm just going to go out and drink all these drinks or do all these drugs, or whatever the case may be, because we need some form of release, right? We need some form of enjoyment in our life. We need to have a break. Think about it. Why do you think they have luxury holidays or all-inclusive holidays? Because when you go on an all-inclusive holiday, you don't have to think. You don't have to clean. You don't have to do anything. You just go there and you chill and you have a good time. And for those week or 2 weeks or however long you go for, you're being cared for. You're probably thinking, well, why did she bring this up? Why did this come up? I was making a decision to go home for Christmas or to go somewhere else. And you know what? With the year I've had, which has been amazing, but also there's been some tough stuff too. I just want to go home and just be with my mum and let my mum take care of me. And I really don't care that I'm 40 years old and I'm saying this. I know when I go home, but mum's going to be like, oh, so when do you get off the plane? What do you want for dinner today? I don't have to think about that stuff. If I go to someone else's house, they may have food, they may not. I just chill. It's just free, right? And I just want to be cared for. So that's why, we go on these holidays. This is why we take these breaks. That's why they're called a break from responsibility for a short period of time, whether it's hours, whether it's minutes, whether it's weeks, months. People go traveling for a year. When you think about in Europe, it's very much encouraged that you have the gap year. So that gap year is you finish school at 18, at college, let's say at 18, and then you may take a year out and then go to uni, or after you graduate from university, you take a year out to go traveling, and then you go into the workforce. Like, I am a strong believer, I wish I did that, but I'm a strong believer in taking gap years to have that break, to have that breather, so we're not always stressed with all of these responsibilities. It doesn't mean we're not responsible, but it does mean we can step away. We can have a break. And so for those people out there who just want to be in a situation where you're cared for, someone's like, honestly, I promise you, I always say that when I have some more money, I want to cook. Not too fond of a cleaner. I can clean. I love cleaning, but I would have one. But definitely the cook would be at my top list. Probably then a cleaner and then a driver, especially when you're here in Atlanta, you have to do a lot of driving. I don't want to do those things. They're exhausting. And so when you think about when we have different services and we don't enjoy doing it, we pay other people to do it when it's possible, or we ask someone else to help us out because we don't enjoy it. So don't feel guilty if you do that. Don't feel guilty if you want to take a break. Don't feel guilty if you want to play and have fun. That is a natural instinct that is not going to go away. Who said we had to grow up? Like 100%. Where did that come from? And this is a question I always love to ask. What does it look like for you to be grown up? Because you can be grown up, have responsibilities, pay bills, and still have fun. It's not an either or, a lot with the perfectionism. It's a lot of a black or white or either or, I have to do it this way. But that's not true. So that's what I want you to take away from today. I really want you guys to think about, what does being a grown up or being an adult look like for you? If you could just draw it out, or if you can write it out, whichever way you want to do, take some time to imagine. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love for you guys to share what you come up with, but just give it a try. Adulting is what you make it. Thank you again for listening to this podcast. Just want to share with you guys, if you are in the Atlanta area and you connected with a couple of things, I talked about the black and white and the perfectionism. I have a perfectionism support group. It's called Enough is Enough. The next one is coming up on November the 20th. And so if you want more information for that, you can go onto my website, biancahughes.com. If you go to the event section, just for more information. And it's just a great support group, just helping people move past the perfectionism. And this month we're discussing procrastination, right? Why we procrastinate and how we can overcome. So it's just a support group. It's not a therapy group, just very educational, and also just getting feedback from other people who are also challenged with procrastination and perfectionism. And if you have liked what you've heard and you want me to speak at your event, workshop, or retreat, you can also go to my website and just put your information on the speaker request. Thank you so much for listening. If you connected with what you just heard, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can stay connected by following our Instagram, Authentic Wednesday Podcast, and visiting our website, authenticwednesday.com. Remember, authenticity is a journey, not a destination.